Right now, the lobby needs to shut them down. Nemesis has to go down early, somehow, some way, in these games, Avenger.
Yeah, someone has to stop him. I'm not sure who's going to be. I think it's going to have to be a collective effort here, James, with our northwest plane starting over Sagi, going down towards Novo here. A very fair plane. You can get into your usual loot spot as you want, or you can take a car and get into where you want. So that's great. But yeah, what a showing for them so far here. And yeah, someone does have to stop them. It's looking a little bit crazy. It would be cool, though, that PGG kind of put themselves into the conversation of this 5-horse race, or, well, a 4-horse race chasing Nemesis, which is eventually is going to be, I guess, with different break and records as it is right now. And wouldn't mind asking, is this circle going to go north, James? Can we somehow, anti or counter curse this, caster curse this, that it doesn't go servany? Because these northern circles, man, with this plane path, it smells like a Sagi servany ending or plane crash ending to me if it's in anything in my book.
Well, the fact that Nemesis gets the room that they do on a drop like this as well is just barbaric. It doesn't go their way, though, circle-wise. We will be going south of Yasnaya, centering near Hall of Fame, centering near Shelter. So there's a lot of options for this one. Of course, good old Twisted Minds, being the usual school apartments team, will be eyeing this up and salivating at the idea of being able to play out for this one. But what's also important from compared to our previous Herringales, is the Mythov actually finally gets to go up towards Yasnaya. Obviously, they didn't really get that too easily yesterday because the plane paths didn't really favour it too much for them in one of the Herringales. So for the Mythov, this is an opportunity to have a bit of a bounce back after only having 8 points on the board.
Yeah. That's the big one here. Now Lukrux is in a bit of a pickle here. Takes a dragon off himself, and now he's half HP Dante. Looking at it to try to get one. No helmet himself, so a little bit scary too, but the car's out there. Yeah, got a cap on. The car's out there, and that's the one Lukrux is trying to get to kind of get into deeper here. Maybe he's going to get a pick up here by Correction this time. I think it is the case. So now that's smart. Get him in, get him out.
Yeah.
And then extract, get some points into.
I also agree. Do I want to vault over that fence? No. Shoot it down. Just shoot it. Coops on the way here for good old Vis as well, who are going all the way over to kind of the Lipovka big split across mansion, across prison. So they've got a lot of potential options loot-wise available to them. And it also gives them good purchase on a circle like this as well, right? Vis, I think it was mentioned prior by either you or Blank, but they've just done a bit of a stellar job being in 6th place at the moment, 30 points on the board as well. Definitely surpassed what I thought that they were going to be able to do. It's kind of early days, though, still, realistically speaking, with 1 and a bit days down here. There's definitely still room for some of the teams below them to take them over who have more experience on the regionals, more experience even on lands as well for some of them towards the 7th through, I would say, 15th spots.
Yeah. I can even, 6th even, right, with this swing 30. It's so close. 11 points from 15th to 6th.
Exactly.
It's kind of crazy, right? That is really, really... I mean, I love the separation that's happening already from PGG, having their consistency, 14 points down, but there's another 13 points up to no slack. So, yeah, we'll see how deep they are able to push themselves into this one. I'll say this, though, James, in my book here, this is a top 3, top 4 prio for, say, the UL. They have, like, prison prio something. This is kind of the game where, well, not sure we can say no excuses, but let's see how 2nd and 3rd circle goes. They have kind of good spots that they can take early on here. Prison side of things, some of the high ground, some of the guard compounds is actually fully available from them. So that's really what I want to see once they get out. Not a home turf circle, but let's see where 2nd and 3rd circle goes.
We're definitely keen to see them kind of succeed. And it isn't even just the fact that, S8UL, big organization from India, they've been able to pick up these great players, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it's great that S8UL is here. However, them playing the way they did before as BB team, as question mark, there was many a time, and you know it as well, I would say it's only a matter of time before this roster wins an international. And they did it, right? So... excellent roster. And it's actually funny when they won that international because people look back at it and think to themselves, they probably should have won the international prior to that and didn't. So, yeah, because how good they were playing at that one as well. So individually, they're fantastic players. It's just not gone their way so far.
Yeah, for that series to get a 4th in PGS 7 and a 1st in PGS 8 is just insane, right? That showing is some of the greatest showing we've seen from former BB team now as at UL. It's obviously awesome. I hope that kind of continues to come in through. They got was it an 11th at PGC last year? Not as high as they're hoping to, but still a great showing in the finals. Still within, pretty close to actually being able to get into the top 8. The lobby is so close once you get to these PGCs here, so
yeah,
it has to come your way just a little bit. And now with this circle on a angle here, Molotov getting lots of info. Looking at Heaven here, or as some of our friends from the Asia region like to say, Sky Garden.
No, it's worse because sometimes I think we said like Sky Guard and hate that. That's awful. It's Heaven Forever.
Or Backflip. That's fine as well. I for the Americans.
I'm okay with that because it's so much fun to do.
Yeah. And great game from them yesterday. I was going to say here, a great game from them the prior game, but they're going to have to continue this. They had a little bit of a struggle bus yesterday. Now they put themselves in 10th place. 7 more points and they're in 6th. Again, really talks to how close our bottom half, bottom 2/3 of the lobby is currently with the 11 pack chasing everyone here. Now Nemesis, Melman getting lots of space on this eastern side here. I don't want to be running into a Nemesis if I am either Vis or SZUL right now, but they've got space. They've got Prison right now. They've got some of the Harry Potters and some of the control that they have on the high ground here. So how these shift could be great for them, but now we'll see what we get in terms of circles, James, and how greedy the teams are. Right now, really greedy from Vis's side, both Mansion and Hall of Fame.
For me, looking at Hive coming in from the west, this is the most. If you cast your mind back to 2025, this is so a circle where they would be coming in late and somehow threading the needle to get a central position on the next circle shift. This is like the typical scenario where Hive would do that and somehow get away with it in Masters from 2025. But we'll see. I think it's been a whole lot harder here so far, with everybody really focusing on 2026 format. And for Virtus Pro, just kind of going on an excursion here, driving on through, seeing what they can find themselves on the very south side of this circle.
I think in TBP Masters, the fishing nets were not as fine as we have them now. I think there's just so much more congestion towards that central side that threading the needle is more difficult. And for me, especially in a lobby where there's so much in the line. Arguably, we were talking about you and I and Blank, obviously, with the guys. So, this is probably the tournament in PUBG's history for obviously multiple regions, but there is the most on the line in this. We're talking 2 big regionals.
Huge, yeah.
This one has 2 PGSs, Esports World Cup. And if you win this, I would argue that there's a big chance you're going to PGC 2. Also, for the teams and the players individually, after PC is over, there is the PNC selection. So there is just so much coming through that matters so much, especially for obviously the 24 teams that's playing PNC. But so much in line for this, and one of the most exciting tournaments to watch so far of the year for my book here.
I completely agree. The knock-on effects are tough here from the regionals for this one. I mean, it might even quell your motivation. If you don't do well here, it might quell your motivation to do well at the next ones. I mean, you're thinking, oh god, it's such a uphill struggle to be able to try and overcome the points that all these other teams have been able to already acquire. So it might be difficult, but we will see. S8UL just kind of still perched up around kind of lumberyard area, a little bit west of it as well. They're just waiting for the circle shift to come along and see what options are going to be going for. Fantasia, though, goes down to rocks. Hive did not thread the needle. They just crashed head first straight into this compound. And Mogor takes down Verse Story. So that is a brilliant start here for Hive.
That's big. And it's Mogor again. It's this story is just continuing from Mogor. Really love what we've seen from him this year so far. I hope Hive can continue just a little bit here now on the chase. Trying to get onto that PGG spot. That 5th place is really the big talking point for the other 12 teams in the chase. Sure, Timo, maybe not right now, but still all the other teams are within, one really good game or 2 pretty decent games here. Southern Shift here. Let's talk about it. S8UL, Starry Sky for the copy pasta compounds. PGG looking good as well to take farm here. Virtus Pro on that southern side might get some of the garage buildings north of Milta. Could also look good for this one.
Yeah, they were the furthest south team, and Virtus.pro just gets handed yet again an opportunity, a golden opportunity. That said, at the same time, though, those teams that were pre-driving on that east side, Nemesis, namely, is being able to get in here very rapidly, which is fantastic for our #1 leaders right now. As you see, Vitality also moving into what looks like tempo dip. Are they just going to stop here, or are they going to go further?
Yeah, that's my question as well. Further, yeah. I mean, with a southern shift like this, you would also assume that that's more southern side of it is going to be more open, right? So if you can drive through and maybe get some space open, that would be cool to see. Let's see how deep Vitality goes. Maybe just goes for a shelter play here. And Avi's already here with 2-2 split on the eastern side. Levante and Chrissy goes for the more south side up. But now TMO, this drives in, drives close to each other. R2 then gets Ares. Pains gets Mika. It's just a complete mutual destruction for these teams. Shots come in too. Justice with the drive-by on the barrel. Gets him really low though. More shots from Habibi. Can he get a connection? No, he didn't get it.
The Mythov can't catch a break, right? Every single time. Unfortunately for them, we're probably going down here. In 16th place, and there they go. And it's not even Vis that puts in the killing blow. It's Boars. So wait, hello, car in the distance. So Habibi's going to look on through and see what's going on there, as Boars will be continuing their drive on. That was just a casualty as they were driving past. So yeah, the Mythov, brutal stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately for these guys. And the fun thing is that a few Germans on that lineup is also individually competing against each other for a PNC slot. So performance in here is important. That's Hive out in 15th place though. Mogo, Dante, and Rox down here. Perfectix and Badulin's finding multiple kills. And Badulin's going to have to be saved. That's looking pretty easy for them, but still, it's going to delay them just a little bit here in the new compound. And they're inside the circle, but they're going to have some space to move ahead of them here. A little bit surprised for SADUL not moving and being more greedy with the compound now. VP has actually threaded the needle and found tons of open space inside these garage buildings just outside of Milton, where we have so many endings, James. We've seen in PGS, in Master Series, in Korea as well. We have so many endings close to this area here throughout the last couple of months and years.
Well, I mean, for Starry Skies, right, when do they eventually move from copy-paste? Because they've currently got 2-2 at the moment across the whole location, and that normally becomes a bit of a focal point, like we've been mentioning in the previous games. I think you were totally right, though, for Hive, about the fishing net being finer, right? It was less, fishing net, yeah, more so like just a sheet of steel that they kind of crashed into. Unfortunately, it was twisted minds at the very end of it. So, yeah, there's just not much room for what we saw from them success 2025 wise in the Masters, but anyway, we'll see if they can kind of quell those concerns later on, as Everlong is only 2 alive and coming in from this west side too. I don't know, I think that sheet of steel might hit them hard as well.
The steel wall of denial is coming through for sure. Next circle popped, and it's going a little bit west. Starry Sky, dead center. T-Bone now might be able to get some kills onto balls here. He's got all the info. Backup is coming in. Maybe it's Chris can bait some shots, and then T-Bone can strike a little bit. Look at that. They're actually going into a car. They're going to be leading. They're not in fourth. Time to shoot. Get one. T-Bone up on. Oh my god. Hello, Senpai. Turns him a headshot from the Hawk as well. It's Chris now with a nade. Now the other guys have to come help as well. Kilikai coming in.
Yeah, felt a little slow from T-Bone. He'd done his job on the Kai and the car. You can't just then beak it over on the left-hand side because you've already given away your location here. So you need more reinforcements. It's Chris. Maybe throwing some nades on down here to try and deny exactly their position at the moment. Gets us also down. That's a little bit of an air burst there, catching them a little bit, but not really getting any damage done. The 3-6, calm down, Chris. These little 360s is jumping away, but you've lost players here of Ascend, even though they kind of got the jump on them.
Yeah, and there's teams lurking in the distance here too. Marshall will full 3 gear too, barrel in hand. A little bit of a smoke here now. SZUL actually coming out and you know, spacing out the space in between them and the other teams. They're trying to take space, trying to take angles. Now Nemesis, Sharks in the water here, smelling blood, James.
Yes, they are. And nobody needs that right now. But I think that they have an opportunity here to be able to put in the boot a little bit more against some of these teams. Because the thing is that for Ascend and Boars, where do they go? They go down into prison, and that's awful. They're going to have to bail here at the moment, which I'm not a fan of. But there is not much. They're not a fan of it either, but there's not many options available to them, so they've got to try this.
They volunteer in incarceration here and don't want to do that. If I'm Balls, though, with this knocking on the door, Nemesis in the distance as well, SZUL also kind of investing some time into trying to get the points here. It's worth kind of getting out and striking, but right now you also have to look towards the center, have to look towards space ahead of you to see if you have some teams that's open, that's readily available to have a fight, or even call out a 2-2 split from Starry Sky, some of the space around them. I feel like Aduzi being kind of the furthest in this kind of the triangle of where the Harry Potter towers are west of prison. He's locking down the information to see, okay, we actually have quite the space. He's looking towards the center. He knows that he has space ahead of him. If this next circle goes west, they actually can either backfill Starry Sky, or they can say, and we can go into the Harry Potter that's above them. So it's actually quite the play, and I think they have all the information. They're just making plays to get the points on the board here for the rest.
Surely they've got to kind of consolidate at some point of Starry Skies. When the circle shifts now, and then if Copy and Paste is both still in, this is going to be insane. I did see that Vis was kind of like in a surrounded position against Prison. And that's what I was concerned about, just in case Ascend actually wanted to move out of Prison, because Aaron was in a spot where he might have been the trap door. That is a big eastern shift. Well, we know exactly where the 2-2 Starry Skies is going. Meanwhile, over on the Lumberyard side, this is so important for S8UL to be able to convert from. The only problem is Nemesis is lurking, and as you said, smelling blood in the water. S8UL might not have bled just yet in this game, but if Nemesis comes across them, that is the biggest player in the lobby right now, potentially going to be able to shut down S8UL.
The Toolings being the point man for this with the BDM here. Tons of information coming through, obviously. Doesn't want to commit too much time towards the Stalber side, but they also need to thread the needle, and south side of Shelter and above Starry Sky is kind of this highway where you drive, you know, just above the prison side of things, and that's usually where a lot of teams kind of go to. Twisted Minds, they saw it, a lot of shots coming in here. Aduzi getting 2 shots and a confirmation on to No Slack here, scaff down and confirmed too. The Lynx singing its song.
Yeah, we tuned in at just the right time for this Lynx, because the thing is, he's got 1 shot left, and those were 3 shots, which means 6 shots probably didn't do that much because he's only got 270 damage. So that's kind of, good that we saw these shots. As Nixie shuts down Everlong completely here. Virtus Pro on this south side. Someone's got to stop them as well, man.
Yeah, looking good here, taking a lot of space on this southern side. It's a 2-1-1 split. Lukarux and Beamy holding on to the compounds they don't want to be backfilled from. State get the confirmation onto Hello Senpai. And Pains gets Luik here. Boss is falling apart here. This was a halfway point for them, but it turned out to be their cemetery instead.
It's not easy now. I mean, getting caught in the middle of all of this. The fact that Vis did not concede the position either. They stuck around, waited, whilst this team is on the struggle bus on the cliff side against Prism. Tough stuff completely. And of course, Nemesis still lurking, still completely okay with playing the edge. I mean, if they were going to send it further on in, they would try and crash again, as you say, some of the towers or whatnot and things like that. But it's such a Hail Mary. Like, if you're Nemesis right now and playing the edge play at the moment, you know that you're super confident about your team fight capabilities as well, with guys like Diffex leading the charge. An Example leads the charge as well against No Slack, who, unfortunately for No Slack, not had the best of starts here for today, considering an amazing day number 1 for them. But again, going up against Twisted Minds, now effectively 2 games in a row, there's only so much you can do.
All right, circle's about to pop here in just 25 seconds here. Oh my God, Moldox finds Melman here. Someone's got to stop Melman and the guys from Nemesis, and looks like SZUL is up for it. They didn't kind of back down from this. Finds Diffix as well with a headshot on the barrel. And James, it's on.
That's huge. That's huge. As So said and stayed in the distance. They're not in a position to really be able to reinforce this either. They can maybe throw in a few shots, but that's 2 bleed outs, and he knows it as well. Underhand with the Molotov to try and shut them down from Molodox. And now stayed and So said, they're looking for an angle, looking for an opportunity, but they're taking casualties. This is the perfect thing for the rest of the lobby to start making moves.
Well, perfect thing for SZUL getting points here on the board. Molotov, get damage. Now he can see a little bit. Aduzi also here, still inside the circle, getting all the information while the other guys are set out to strike and get some points and deny Nemesis a point of entry into this circle here. Molotov has a great angle on this rock here.
Yeah.
Has all the information on state. Has all the information as well.
Especially with the circle move, Avenger, this is an unbelievably important fight for S8UL. You've got to shut down Nemesis, because if you do, you've got this game by the horns right now with a circle shift like this. If you can clear out this eastern side, it is denying them a bit of time, though, but there's no pressure really on S8UL right now. If they can shut down the east side, they're going to have such an easy defensive position from that spot.
They're gonna have to do it quick, but because eventually someone's gonna backfill them. Someone's gonna get up and get into the lumber side on that southern side that's kind of freely available. Someone's gonna take the Harry Potter on the northern side, which is kind of the twin to a doozies. And Nemesis is trying to leave here. Baby finds two, finds Sparrow, finds Hackatory. It's down to just Ferris. He continues for a drive-by too. And Nemesis is out, and Ferris finds State. That's great.
Yeah, Habibi and Viss are doing quite a lot of damage here. Tire pop, that car's rolling on down. Careful here. Navi's gone. That's Ferris out as well. Viss doing a lot of damage to these teams that are trying to make these desperate rotates, either north to east or east to north, as Nemesis, of course, was trying to bail from the situation to get S8UL, and S8UL knows exactly the potential threat that's going to be coming from this angle now as well, as they are actually moving into a position with Habibi hunting down the remaining member of Boars. But S8UL is looking to crush this northeast side and take full control of the game once again.
Yeah, 10 kills for this here. Great effort for them. Top 7 as well. If they can sneak in and maybe get another placement point or something like that, eventually Vitality and Twisted Minds are going to fight with a BRDM and how everything is kind of looking. I really like the style that we're seeing with the approach from the BRDM here. Get into the circle, get some pressure, try to force some of the other teams away here, and then once they see the last circle, they're going to make a send for a play where they know that they can win the game from.
Yeah, I think there's huge value in keeping... Okay, all right, that's a Panzerfaust. Let's see if Alamabe can do something. He was the Mr. Bazooka man from what we saw in the playoffs, especially on that last day. And they do have a high ground position against him, which is quite nice. The thing is that, as you say, like with the BRDM, if you can keep it alive into the late game, has unbelievable value, almost unparalleled value against some of the util that is available in the game. They're not looking to put more damage into it just yet here. Vitality, they're bailing from that fight straight into the hands of S8UL as they lie down and try and get away from it, but Molodog does catch Gedrox.
That's great. Billavanta down too. Hello, my bad finds Batula in the BRDM though. It's a fight on multiple sides. Molodogs get the Gedrox confirmation here, and now also Levante is getting confirmed, and it's down to just Quizzy. They know where he is. He's getting a blue zone straight to the tree as well. This fight can end up quickly to just be completely destroyed. And Twisted Minds might be the winner of this, besides not getting the points, obviously, but still surviving from that.
They do. I'm just wondering whether or not Virtus.pro starts reading into the lobby as a whole and then starts taking more room from a fight like this, right? Because S8UL actually abandoned a bit of a location, what is west of Lumberyard, which could potentially allow Virtus.pro to claim some of that and then be able to control this game from there as well. So I appreciate the fact that S8UL's out for the kills. As Lucarix, he found a crate and came back, and now he's seizing the middle position. So this is kind of playing out how I maybe envisaged it here, Avenger.
Yeah, great astute observation here with a boat in there for some cover. Starry Sky now 0 kills, had the compounds, but did not put a lot of pressure on for the rest here. Going for Sin, and now they're going to have a big fight with PGG. Cover going out here, Nitro goes for him lethal. Can he find a connection on some of the guys? It's going out, and it's falling apart for them. Look how many of them are falling already. We're down to just Nitro, and he's got half HP.
Massive damage against Starry Skies. I'm not sure that this is going to be... They're going to be long for this world much longer. Salak has a Panzerfaust as well. He could put in so much damage if he wanted to, but I understand that he wants to actually keep it around for maybe the most desperate situations. Lucarix is going around for the flank here, looking for an opportunity. He's got the ghillie. He's got plenty of 3 gear on board as well, sending some flashes forwards. Even Molotovs in as well here for Starry Skies. The skies are going to be lit up as they are out in 5th place. Virtus.pro's currently on the warpath once again. 8 kills to their name. Needs some cover though.
Oh, Batulin's falling again here. That's the 2nd knock for him here. It's going to go down in 30 seconds if he doesn't get helped up. Even a 3rd knock, it looks 4th knock. It looks like currently Blue Zone's going out. It's just enough to save potentially Batulin's. Look at that. On the edge here, Nate's coming in now. They're going to have to commit to either getting him up or getting this Harry Potter cleared. Molodog finds Subila. 6 kills for Molodog, 10 for S8UL. They have turned on. They're in 7th place already.
Yeah, look at that jump. It's huge, and that's the problem with the mid-pack here, but Virtus.pro is looking to completely distinguish that top 4 still from the positions. And actually, looking at it, it's almost turning into a top 3 right now. As for a Virtus Pro, PGG, man, you are done soon. You are going to be cooked. There is not much you'll be able to do from this. More nades go forwards against the position of Twisted Minds. Virtus Pro knows there's a team right next to them, but is trying to do huge damage to our reigning Goliath in EMEA, as Twisted Minds is just a little further than this as well. Virtus Pro has their eyes on so many potential conflicts and opportunities here.
Next circle goes southeast. It's the worst possible circle for everyone in this lobby here except for VP. 11 kills so far. 4 guys strong. Lukarooks with full 3 gear is absolutely disgusting. Beamy finds the confirmation steal onto Sloy Jacket as Perfectix found the knock here. And now S8UL is laying down the hammer onto Twisted Minds. They are the furthest team outside the zone here. Presenti goes down, and now Example is trying for the push here onto VP.
That's the problem. Anytime Example goes for a spray or something like that, it's going to be stolen away by Virtus Pro. Perfectix down. In the previous PEC championship, he was an absolute monster, was Perfectix, arguably the MVP. But that, it might be gone here at the moment. Virtus Pro looking fantastic, shutting them down. 15 kills, jumps into #1 against an insane Nemesis performance from our previous games. Virtus Pro, the PGS3 champions, is so here to play, but so is a doozy with a mortar here from the north side.
Yeah, and arguably, this is going to be a fight for King of the Hill, basically, because they have space on the eastern side. VP has space on that western side. And it's a 4v4. S8UL, a big task ahead of them with this, James, though. With this win, potentially with 3 or 4 kills, depending on what happens if they get this locked down. That could put them into 3rd place, considering where they started. Considering that Adusi had 0 kills yesterday, this is the start that they needed.
Yeah. I felt like this game was almost predetermined with the way in which Virtus Pro was holding out the south side, with the way in which S8UL was holding down Lumberyard side. This is a potentially great 4v4 in the making, with these two teams looking fantastic throughout the whole game. 6 for Molodoct. Where are we shooting these? I understand the
cover
potential move for them, just in case they'll have completely wrapped on around. But yeah, we're not going to be connecting.
Is that a play for cover, or for they thought that they were there already? Because like that's the ridge where they could have played already. And if they cleared that, that could be the angle of approach maybe for S8UL.
Maybe.
Obviously, they had the Harry Potter already in, so that's a safe playing area right now for VP. It does look like a bit of an advantage is on VP's side in terms of the circle, but we have one more circle to pop before we go dead center. So let's see where we go, James.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I still feel like advantage Virtus Pro. I think the problem for S8UL is they kind of lost track of exactly where their opponents are to a degree, whereas Virtus Pro is just saying they're northeast, somewhere up on the high ground. And what could come back to bite S8UL right now is the fact that Curexi is still being a bit of a sneaker. As you can see, even Aduzi is still kind of trying to keep an eye on some of that direction here. But if you want to put it in the hands of an individual, Curexi as your 1-3 in the 1, he's a meanie.
Yeah, they've got the terrain advantage here. The question is, how much is the utility on the side of Virtus Pro? They're going to need smokes eventually still. Some of the space is ahead of them here, so if we eventually can check in. Look at that. 4 nades on Nixie. Not a lot of smokes available for them side. 15 total. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Good shots connecting here. We're also going to have to check on S8UL's smokes. Not a lot either. So that's a total of 8. So this is going to be very, very heavily smoked towards the middle. Oh my god. Falls. Crashes just a little bit in the car here, but survives eventually. One more shot.
Okay. So,
got him.
Oh my days. I think Curexi played his hand quite early in proceedings there for a second, but of course had the card just to go back. Now, they can get him up, I think, from this, but what is S8UL going to do? They know that there's a little bit of a window here where one is not there. He's in the smokes as well, moving very aggressively forward, spraying into those smokes as well, trying to shut down the position that is potentially afforded to them. And that has been actually S8UL moving closer to the center off that knock alone. So good moves here by them.
Yeah, taking space after the pressure is coming out here. Now smokes is coming out, and a lot has already been used here. Let's talk about it. 15 is not a lot. It's not a lot because usually we see 4, 5, 6 smokes kind of coming out and making a wall towards the center, and it lasts for 40, 50 seconds in total until you can start seeing a lot of area around it. Now Molotov gets burned. Actually, cannot ADS with the Molotov around him. And now he's going to have to try to survive just a little bit, try to get this off here. EMEA off the side. I don't think they saw or expected him. Look at him push up, gets Molotov down here now. It's on the side of VP getting the majority of this space here.
Yeah, to have a knock on a flush that quickly. This is now Virtus Pro's wheelhouse. You might have a little bit of a control of the little dot for the circle like this. However, still some smokes available, still some util available. Lucarux on that right-hand side could become an extreme problem because it's a bit closer to you. And some shots through the smokes here from Kirexi, and that might force a little bit of a heal-up coming in from SAUL. But Doozy, he has a P90 in hand. I didn't realize he got it from that crate, and that could be a complete game changer here, taking down Nixie. This thing is a laser beam.
Now using more and last emergency cover coming in here. This could be the opening for them, but they are spread out compared to how congested VP is. VP had more lethals, no more utility on the side of Adusi, and he tries to go for the push here. The window of opportunity was shut down already. Beamy is getting multiple knocks. Lucarux as well gets Wilburst too.
It's looking rough, and that is Virtus Pro here. It's our rich get richer teams as Virtus Pro already.
This is done just yet. For SAUL though, I was very happy to see what they were able to pull off in that last match. I think that overall we've been waiting for this moment to happen for quite a long time now, and it just hadn't quite got there just yet. But for SAUL, great stuff. I'd like to see this continue. You know, you get your second place, you can do a little bit more. Virtus Pro, well, 2-2 split, hanging around. I mean, last time we saw them on this map, it was an absolute monstrous finish from Lucarux. I do think potentially they do something again. And they head up towards the northeast side. I told Clarice this yesterday. I'll tell you again, it's dirty. I don't like it up there. It's horrid. But it is a fun place to finish a lot of our circles. With all the water involved as well, a lot of the higher ground availability. You do have Heme Town as well up on this edge, and it's been a long while since I've seen a Heme Town finished. Team Vitality starting up there early. And let's talk about Team Vitality for a sec as well, because for Team Vitality, it's a far cry of a distance from what we saw in day 3 of those qualifiers. I think they really had this massive showing. It felt like going into day 1 of the finals that it would be just carried across. And that wasn't the case for Team Vitality. They have not been able to carry across that momentum. They're not doing horribly on the rankings, 27 points, but when you compare that to some of our top squads from that top 5, you know, with PGG being at 48 and then Virtus Pro at 94, it's really not where I think they'd feel they belonged. They have some great players on the team. Levante, when he is blasting, looks fantastic. Similarly on the rest of the squad, Bad Bazooka, he's crazy. I want to see a bit more from that. Yeah, hello, my Bazooka. That's what I want to. I want to see more on our Team Vitality here, Avenger.
Yeah, this is the big one for them. Obviously, this home turf here is really where they need to start scrapping. Also, an absolutely insane circle. Chris is sitting dead center, but there's so much unplayable up here that they need to get their heat maps out and get ready. And here are a collection of maps. Oh, look at that. I wonder, a good old hot drop on the boot camp. I love that.
Wow, where is that? What is that place? What's that? My favorite map of all time.
It's 2019 middle map. Have fun, hot drops. the Painan hot drops where you fight side by side over the rivers. I love that.
Oh, Paris is hot drops as well. Good times. Good times.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Better times.
All right. What's your thoughts so far on what we've seen from Visto? I gotta say, man, I've been surprised and impressed with them holding on to 6th place here. Last game, 10 kills. They got held out eventually, but they still fought their way through balls, fought their way through some of Ascent, had some of the fights throughout, especially with Navi as well. They tried to do a pull up and a drive by, but they got denied by Habibi, man. They're looking good.
Yeah, they're sort of like a steam train that's low on fuel, right?
Okay.
They chug along from the early to mid game, They're a force to be reckoned with, but at some point they run out of gas, run out of steam. And I do think that that's the problem with this right now, is that you don't often see them far towards those end games. But, you know, early to mid, it's fairly decent. You're right. And they are picking up those points in those positions. I don't think they're afraid to take some of these fights either. They have a decent entry point towards this circle, though, right on that northern side around Concierge. So I do think that, you know, this could be a game for them to maybe get deeper into the match, with most teams being on this south side, with the playing path actually dropping most players off further down towards the southern edge of the map. This is absolutely fair from S8UL on the E pickup. But yeah, I think I'd absolutely agree with you. I do think it is surprising still seeing Viz in 6th place.
Yeah, that's good. I like that from them. Well, we're going to have to see how they approach this one here. So far, with coming in from the northern side, they've really figured out that, okay, there's not going to be a lot of space up here. And with how everything kind of lines up, it's going to be a fun one for sure. And also, with how Rondo is in general, looking at some of the heat maps from Rondo, like, it's actually so rare we see this exact circle here. The closest kind of usual circles we have is just below Muho Pan and the area below there, because that's the kind of only unplayable or playable space that doesn't go away from water. So we'll see if we end up there. It's the closest compound to where the northern stack, where Vitality is currently. So maybe they also have some inside information on this one.
So what you're saying is these teams, they're cooked. They're absolutely cooked.
Unless you're close to Vitality, or you're fighting out from Muho Pan, or you're on the Muho Pan kind of top side, then you're gonna have a rough one. Hollow K9 is my worst nightmare. If he gets this knock, he gets this knock, that'd be crazy.
He gave it a good go. He gave it a real good go. And we can only respect that from a man like Marshall here on boards. But again, this does sort of speak to me of how this game's going, where so many teams have had to rapidly Muho ram their way up here because it is so far away for a lot of these squads. So loot is looking a little bit dire. It's looking a bit dire in a lot of the camps at the moment. Holographic K9, it speaks to me. MK12 though, Na'Vi, Boostic going absolutely sicko mode over on Twisted Minds.
Getting that many is just insane. I think he might be able to get the last one too. That was insane from him, and they were able to hold out. It's just Petulins maybe coming back for the chips later, or maybe stealing the chips. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Could be some explosive action here for that. I do love the new addition of stealing chips and putting in the recall tower to get a chance at some gear and guns from the crates. I kind of like that. I don't think it's going to have an impact on competitive in terms of we're going to see early fights. It's still not worth it. Unless you give thousands of okay, here we go, replay. One first guy destroyed, two next guys absolutely destroyed as well. Insane from Boostic. He got 299 damage from that. That's just next level.
That was very clean couple of sprays there coming through. I don't think Twisted Minds expected him at all on that bridge, let alone to get blasted as quickly as they did either. See here the
just
aftermath.
Things, man.
Yeah, I mean the guy's good, but again, I think a lot of the onus for us has been over on Hakatori. Where is he? Where's the damage numbers coming out from that guy? That's what we expected to see coming out into the finals here, the playoffs. But yeah, I think for Na'Vi, it's been a bit of a weird time right now on 26 points. Then again, we do keep alluding to it. It's a crazy stacked lobby. I think that, you know, even if you're towards the middle of the pack right now, I don't think you should feel too disappointed in yourself. It is a very, very hard lobby to play in.
It is extremely tough. It's honestly, again, a place where I'm thinking, okay, this is probably some of the most stacked lobby we've ever had, especially with some of the new guys coming back, some of the prodigies coming in. Sure, we had some retirements. Sure, we had some players that didn't qualify through this, but it is extremely stacked. It is very, very top heavy. And also, like, just look at it from this in 6th place down to 15th is just 20 points. Like, one big game, you're jumping so many placements. You're jumping prize pool, you're jumping PGC points. It's actually such a huge impact.
Sad that you left out TMO. Disappointing for me to see them in 16th place, because I was really excited for them to make a resurgence. I think they had some very cool plays last week as well. But now, yeah, the stakes are even higher. The players are even better. And that is a circle.
Oh,
to be sure.
My God.
On Middle Island, this one just went south side of Muho Pan. This is a very awkward area to play. It is not deterministic on either side. I think maybe a slightly higher likelihood of heading over towards the east here, but even then I'm guessing.
We could end on this, like, you see the river with the bridges. We can end on that little peninsula that is west, and not kind of southwest of Muho Pan. Like, if we end there, that's going to be absolute shambles for everyone but one team. Oh my God.
It's SAUL's second e-pickup of the game coming in.
We're going back.
Days, we're going back. We're going back.
I mean, they got some loot in EMEA town. It's worth it. And then they might go high ground. I don't know. This is actually such a different. I never played an ending that ended or had a second circle pop with this much water on this side here and this much unplayable still in play. So I feel like a lot of teams are going to realize and think, okay, we are actually just going to play for kills and points here. Let's try to see if we can get the most out of it. See if we can get into a spot where we can just kill, because we're not going to win this game. And that's the big one here. And now the center of the guys are trying to get across here. Drive-by, trying to come in. Micah hit one. A Saint Aris just gave up there. It felt like kills coming through here. Oh, look at that. Swaps around. Justice gets one. Himman gets one as well. Everlong is having a rough fight here. One of two teams fighting for survival at this point.
Sorry.
Oh!
Sorry. Gets blown away by Justice on a nice nade sent through. The Mythov currently recuperating inside this warehouse, getting players back up again. It just killed me. It killed me to watch Ares rock up in the vehicle and then basically make the most aggressive side-eye I've ever seen in the car. And I think the story was equally as confused in that situation. A slight delay before he just sprayed him down. I'm going to have to clip that for myself later on. The Mythov, though, still
just
in
for
this
your own
engagement.
enjoyment.
Yeah, for my own enjoyment. It's got to be done. A little Nate gets sent in. Justice realizes this is getting tough. Doesn't really know where to go. Saint will be flushed out, though.
They've got utility. They've got something to play with here. They've got a quick and easy way to finish this fight here. A few stun grenades thrown at the corners, thrown at the walls. Now smokes deployed too. Ares got some lethals as well. Now they saw lethals come their way, so they're just gonna bow down and bow out. Nades coming in inside and outside wall, then you're absolutely banging here. Great nade, wasn't cooked enough. 3 damage only. Looks like Fantasia's gonna be holding the front line of this. They're gonna be swinging off to the western side. Great stun grades. I think Ares stunned himself and now also got stunned by Micah, so a little bit shambles for that. But now they're swinging. Got the shots on Reiner. Got him down. Also swings in on Fantasia. Surely this is going to be an easy way to finish this fight for them. Fantasia finds one though. Justice down. Can he find Micah?
He swings round. It's a cheeky spot, but they've got a pretty good idea of where he's playing. There's not really any other place inside that building he could have been. So the pre-fire is in effect. And TMO will garner themselves some more points. Much better, much better. What is this circle, though? We head
No,
up
this is the exact circle let's talk about.
I know, that's what you're saying.
This is the hill south of Muho Pan. That's the only place that I've ever seen this end, and it looks like we're going there because you have unplayable, you have water around it. So there's going to be a southeast shift, but it's going to be fun because we're going to have a lot of urban fighting here inside Muho Pan and the southern side of it. SGA UL looking good there, but look at VP. These guys have the same info I have. They know this is the spot. They're just straight sending it to it. They lost Luckaruks, but a 3-man here on this western side is going to be great. A little bit of a safe space to play with for now. They can sit in here and wait for a little while, and then once the teams they come out, they're going to have some fun with it. Boss is actually kind of lurking in the distance here, this shack does not have too much info to get out of, except for the door, obviously. Hello, Senpai. Look at that. Runs for Correxy. Tries to get the info. They also have a spot on the island just south of it. Headshots too. SKS headshots. Double of it even. Nixie goes down.
Correxy is making a real long shot on this side of things. VP only have 3 players to speak of, though, so there's only 2 ups. For Boars, there's a big potential they might be able to overtake them on this one. It was a tough position to land on. They had some emergency cover flares to work with towards that late game. Levante will find a nice nade over towards Melman, over towards Team Nemesis, so they have to respond quick in kind. And this Vitality is looking to gear themselves up into this match. Melman will be flushed out as GetDrugs just drops the painkillers and the energy drink before getting back on the road again. Yeah, but for VP, it looked like a crazy approach. They really did wait a long while. Oh, and that's TMO out. Oof, yeah. VP waited a long while. They were coming in very late. They managed to make their way over here. Corexy's doing good work, though, as is Beamy. And this maybe doesn't look as bad as we thought it did.
Oh, okay. Boss is out.
Yeah, right.
They got it. No Slag actually ended up helping them, finding Hello Senpai and Hickses. Huge for Sata and Scav. Now Beamy says, thank you for the help, but here, take some lead.
Navi, please Hakatori on PGG. No, it's like playing on that small island. I like that. I respect it. Not a bad place to be. Some good shots from Stade right now. Getting a little bit of revenge on Team Vitality for Melman going down. Taking full advantage of that jammer pack to use that little cheeky angle outside the blue. But didn't find too much success off the back of it. I think if he maybe found a knock, it would have been much better. Stratos, Artoon do need to make their way in. Diffex, though, won't miss. Does find GetDrug. So the fight between Team Nemesis and Team Vitality continues.
Look at that. Shots coming in. Sire Sky losing a few, but gets PGG down. Someone's got to stop them in that 5th place. The chase is on, and Sire Skies is looking for it. Last game, good placement, but not a lot of kills for them. They could have capitalized a bit more here. Silas jumps in, and that's a very, very low B&M. Surely some point someone's going to have to get out and get some rests in and get some damage done here. Stun grenades goes out. PGG, 1 nade into this smoke here and could be looking really good. That's going to do some damage to BDM here. Boostic finds Salik, and PGG's on the receiving end of this. Is Silas just going for a straight play for points here? Gets 1, gets Salik. Taken away from Boostic, and now PGG's going away. Look at it's basically just a few bullets from dying. If someone has a repair kit, that could actually be worth investing into.
I feel like it's gone though, but it's a nice name from Koba Levy in the background. Some shots towards him, gets his helmet plinked right off his head. And he will immediately run away off the back of that one. Tried to go for a nasty little backstab over towards them. Vitality does flush out Diffex. That has been a really painful fight for both teams. Neither team really wanting to give up at all. Team Vitality do come out ahead though with 1 extra player, albeit he is down. Another nade will get another knock. Koba Levy just not giving up on this one. Gets a flush over towards Vaso. Continues to send these grenades in.
Yeah, this lethal utility is on point here. Really destroying the remainders of Star Sky. No Slack looking to hold on to this 4th place currently. They have great information from this southern side, and if they can hold on and lock this one down here, it would be great. Oh, look at that Beamy with the 2 knocks on to Bushido Wildcats. Presently finds Nixie though. More utility coming through, trying to get the flushes, get the confirms onto these 2 points that's available for them. They've sent it towards the center here because it is very, very central right now. Schenken finds Beamy. VP is getting stopped a little bit here.
Yeah, not bad shots from Code Marco. Yeah, definitely helped by Schengen, but not bad shots at all. It's a bit of a horrible spot to be in when it comes to those nades and Ascend just swinging around on that northern side is a little bit scary. In comes the mortars. Somehow no Slack don't get hit by any of them.
GG out in 13th. Ascent getting 1 kill here. Presenti going down. Now Navi Ferris trying to go for some mortar shots here. Maybe just make some space ahead of them. Get some confirmations in. That's a really pinpoint accurate onto that tree. But that's not where they are. IXC is on the rock for cover, and Starry Sky is in the little dip there. Let's see where we go for the next one here. Are we going to go and continue on that southeast side? Look at that Vitality. I was talking about that compound. It's a really strong one to kind of get out from and get some control. But Na'Vi is really hunking down the damage onto them.
Boostig will get taken out though, so this is fairly decent for Vitality. 2 players left, Halamabad and Levante. 2 of the star players from the qualifiers who are really doing the lion's share of the work for the squad. Looking really, really good. See if that duo can get much more done in this game. No Slack still hovering around on that southwest side. The Tulins has been healing out on the southern edge for a long, long time. You wonder how many more kits he's got left remaining in. We saw something very similar to that over in the qualifiers.
No way.
Nitro from Starry Skies will find the Molotov down on him. It's a very aggressive position to go for, but they've lost their frontliner now.
You know, IXG is down now. The rest of the help is going to come in here. Using nades on trying to defend themselves instead of getting their points here. They're probably going to get the rest off this. Goes for the flush for the nade. Now a drive-by from Scab gets him down here. The IGL of No Slack trying to get the help. Big games from IXC yesterday. One of them, 7 kills. This team is really coming through, coming to fruition. Really loving what I'm seeing from them, and they're holding on to this 4th place right now. 12 points ahead of PGG that died out. They might be able to try to catch up to Twisted Minds. That's down to just 1 player.
So you will nades over the top end here. It's a great explosion on the vehicle. Now just leaving 1 player in the back line as SAUL do push on forward. Habibi on the edge of this rock. It's a nice nade, but not the airburst you were looking for.
Whoa.
But his second one sent to the side. Really well predicted there coming through from Molodok. That will put SAUL in a decent position on this northeast edge to keep clearing. They have a general idea of where SN's playing. They know they're off towards their western side. They're keeping eyes on it, but clearing out over towards this position does give them way more freedom to play. VP, although might be a slightly roughened up beast, still strong, will take down Mogor and Schengen, but not before Dante's able to finish the job.
That's not a smoke, Rocks. That's a nade. And now the Sharks in the water is coming for that. That's 3 knocks, easy points to be stolen, both from Bushido, Wildcats, and No Slack, and Ascend. So, look at that. It's the Hammerheads, all the types of Sharks. The Great Whites, though, are in the distance. So, looking really great on that top. They are really trying to make sure that the rest of the teams don't get into a good spot for this one here. No Slack now has to get out, has to get in. I think he's trying to get some of the maybe util off it, but I'm not sure. Has to run for it. Sata with the 3 vests. Now try to eliminate Na'Vi, but look down to the right. Look at the shots coming in. The push coming in from Fairest here. M249 gets taken down with the AUG though from Fairest. Headshot for him. Now Scav's gonna have to try to save and help him.
Yeah, Sata just turned his back, and you cannot do that in that situation. It's not a bad nade. It was actually an insanely good nade. Nice bounce on it as well. And still more and more shots going through, putting Na'Vi in a difficult position now. So the rest of Nozlak come in to try and reinforce this area, get Sata back up again. As a 4, this game is a lot easier. The whole point of this circle is that it has forced a lot of teams into situations where they've got 3 or 2 players, and Nozlak knows that if they want a big chance at a chicken dinner at the end of this game, they're going to need 4 players. They're going to need all the sight lines they can get when it gets up towards this high ground.
Blind gets another Eastern shift here. Imagine if Vitality was 4 alive. That would have been a great game for them, but SAUL looking like they are so strong. King of the Hill right now on that northern side. Ascent's eventually going to have to fight Bushido Wildcats, and then No Slack's going to have to fight Na'Vi. Still, Petulins, having lost 3 members, has fought his way in and survived into the placement games. He has 1 first aid left. Now he has to make a run for it and try to get in behind the guys from No Slack. And look at that. I think in that tactical pack, he might have had some more help to get his way from that. You can store all kinds of crazy things in that. And look at that, he actually gets in. Just 1 bandage left. Look at that, there's even... Oh, there's points to be had here. There is no way he gets 1. Oh, that's a really tough loss here for No Slack. They did not expect the snake here.
Yeah, that's a game ruiner. That's absolutely a game ruiner for you. Fact he gets in, they don't spot him. I think he was surprised he was able just to rock up into the circle, and for NoSlag, they get torn apart because of Batulins coming in from the edge of the blue. What a shame. What a big shame.
That's rough. And now SAUL is taking the control on the top here. And now a fight's going to be happening. Crossberg finds Molotov. That's a big name to take down. Filfer is gone down as well. Crossberg continues. One of Turkey's finest here. Great to see here with the SKS as well. NoSlag is out in 6th place. SAUL here a little bit of falling apart here, but Adusi finds Crossberg. Gets the confirmation 2 on him. And now the rest is going to have to come through.
Easy. Sends a nade in. A little bit short on that one.
Celtic.
Sheeta Wildcats, though, is still finding a little bit more. Celtic will find a doozy up top tide. And right now, Soul's in a bad position. You said it before, but yeah, SAUL actually struggling with 2 knocks on side. 1 player on barely any HP. A doozy will fall, meaning that team's down to 3 now. Ascend, though, has slowly ascended towards this top side, and they're getting a lot done off the back of it.
That's looking good. Good nade as well. Gonna bounce. Great Celtic down to the last player. Kilyakai and the boys is getting so much damage done. Top 4 for them. An Ascend on 5 kills. All 4 guys standing strong here as the only team. And it's 2v2. We won versus Ascend here. I don't think they're gonna save Molotov. I think he's gonna bleed out. And look at that. Ascend has the majority of the zone control and the terrain advantage here. Looking good for them, Blank.
Yeah, I think for Ascend, this is their game to take, right? They have a lot to work with. SAUL has had to patch themselves back together with glue and tape on the northern side, so they'll be coming in a little bit late to this one, and Ascend has a lot of time to take pot shots over towards them. Fairis doesn't really want to move too much. Vitality doesn't want to get involved. Molodok is flush there, leaving SAUL on 2 players. Ascend has a really good chance to end this game, and it could have easily been an Ascend versus NoSlag 4v4 in the end here if it wasn't for Batulins.
Yeah, NoSlag looked really strong. 8 kills for them. And then the team that they're trying to chase down, he came in and he denied. Their tactical pack play from Batulins. I wonder how much he have tried to heal, tried to survive, and how much Blue Zone backpacks damage he has mitigated from that. And now Vitality in the chase here. Look how tight it is from Na'Vi 32 up to Vitality 35, 36 on Ascend. Now shots are coming in. Levante finds Phil first. They did not expect them here on this angle, that's for sure. And now it's a 4v2v1.
Yeah, SAUL gets torn to shreds on the eastern side by Team Vitality, looking for a 3rd place. Now, I talked about at the beginning of this game, the Team Vitality not really seeing too much out of them, but I would be very pleased to see a 2nd place off the back of this game for Team Vitality with Levante and Hello My Bad. I think this is probably the duo to do it. Very, very deadly indeed. It's only Fairis down the hill. Really, Hello My Bad just to hold off whilst Levante maybe looks around for this last player. But Ascend are playing this really slow, you know, cautiously. They control the majority of the zone in terms of where there is cover to play around with. They might start pushing up a little bit now, but again, they just have these ridge sides. They could just peek over the top of them. There's not much to be done.
Fairest has nothing. No bandages, no first aids, no utility, no stims. He has 10 reload for his AUG. If he gets 1 more point out of this game, that's a miracle.
It's raw.
It's a rough one here. But 5 kills on a 3rd place is still points for Na'Vi. Not the expectations to be met so far, though. But let's see how this turns out here. Terrain advantage still on the side of Ascend. Na'Vi trying to survive for as long as possible. And Vitality obviously trying to not be snaked and not to be struck upon from all the utility that's still in the bags of Ascend. They have played this masterfully. It's a chaotic circle, and they managed to survive as a full 4-man with kills, with engagements. It's a hard one to fight for.
For Ascend, they don't want to give this away too easily. I mean, 6 kills right now, make that 9 at the end of the game if they can pick up everything else off the back of this one. So 10 points. yourself in a bit of a better position to get towards the top side of the tables. It is a slow match. I think no one really wants to give up the ghost here. I think this game means a lot to Ascend, but I am curious as to why. Do you know what, I know why. This is a game they can wait until Zone 9, right?
Sure.
It's the technical correct play. You know, if maybe this Virtus Pro, they'd be sweeping at this point in time. But there is no downside to waiting until Zone 9 for them.
I mean, they have terrain to play and work with, and the question is really, they are probably fully aware of how many is left on each team, right? They know that Ascend have not lost one. They know there's probably a Na'Vi player still alive, obviously knowing them that they're too. So they know there's a Snake out there. They don't know where he is. A kill on him would be 2 points for Vitality, which would put them really close to 7th place. So that's obviously huge here, but the big one is, can they try to hurt and strike on Ascent at the right time? Because both Ferris and Vitality knows that if they strike at Ascent at the same time, they have a shot. They have a chance at taking them down to compete for the King of the Hill.
Yeah, but let's be honest, Ferris is not very useful right now. You know?
I mean, sure enough, he has one mag in the AUG, right? That's one AUG.
He's brought nothing to the cookout. We're never inviting this guy back ever again. Ferris is happy just to sit underneath. He's not flipping the burgers. I've expelled him from the party. Nate's getting sent over the top right now from towards Ascend.
Not bad.
Back off that 123 damage. A little tickle. That one feels like it's on target. Yeah. That's me, T-Bone.
They have lots of utility still to expend here, and T-Bone's getting hammered. 26 more damage taken from Nate's here. Hello, my bad with the 5 in the bag, and now look at that. If that's accurate, could blow away. That's a great nade as well. Does damage 52, 35. Now the utility is coming through here. 40 as well to Levante. Blue zones as well. Molotovs being committed. And this is the time. Stun grenades too. They're so blind. Another blue zone. They're going to be absolutely demolished here. And Ascend is going to take this one home. Can Ferris survive for a little bit longer? Stun grenade goes out towards Ferris' side. They need to take him down. Ferris goes down. That's low, my bad. That's important. And now Ascend takes this win easily with the 7 kills to come along with it.
Yeah, it's